Yeboah with his feet set, gets the three away and drops the three. No thought at all, knocks down the three. Yeboah just carries on where he left off in their last prep game, where he had 18 against Estonia. Again, that movement from Lithuania, they're going to spread it, and the ball just does not stick. Valanciunas on the inside, deep, can't get it to go. Just battles through traffic, has it knocked away, and Great Britain get another stop. And they're at the races. Philip will pull it out. Akwazi gets his feet set, but the foul's called after the release of the pass.
And again, same type of situation there on that last possession for Lithuania. Pick and roll action, help side was late. GB might have got away with, you know, a missed opportunity by Lithuania to get their first points of the game.
Well, so Tariq Phillip will inbound for Great Britain. Bello will release the pressure. Tariq Phillip back at the London Lions for the forthcoming season, puts it on the floor, gets his feet set and kicks. Beal with a mid-range jumper. Doesn't get the roll. Great work on the grass. Tariq Phillip, just in the land of giants, just comes up with the offensive board. Weeder will penetrate down the gut. Gets the foul, will go to the free throw line, and Great Britain being the aggressor down the lane.
And I like it, especially after an offensive rebound. Don't just settle for outside shots. And they're attacking the basket. And, you know, we talked yesterday before this game started. I said, what are they going to do? How are they going to stop Valanciunas? You know what? If you can get him to foul trouble early and have him have to go to the bench, you know.
But like you said before the game about making it a bit scrappy and a bit sloppy, Valanciunas gets it on the inside. There's no point in just trying to try and challenge the shot. You've got to go after the ball, and they just slapped at it, got it away, knocked it, broke it up. He probably thinks he should have got one himself down that end.
Yeah, he was talking to the referees a little bit, but especially, you know, first, it's game day one. It's the first game of the tournament. There's no other games. They haven't started yet. There's a game coming up shortly, but see what the referees are going to call and what they're not going to call. You adjust as the game goes on.
And we got a late whistle on the call. They're going to call that good, as the ball was interfered with on the ring, or the ring was interfered with, but the ball was on the ring. So Lithuania opening account. Wheatle will find Hessen on the ball reversal. Phillip. Wheatle. Hessen on a lift for the three is no good. Chance to run. Jokubaitis leads the break. Lithuania want to run. Going deep on the early catch. Great break. Such a deep catch. Easy two.
Yeah, especially when you allow a deep catch in a semi-early transition situation like that.
So Great Britain turn it over on the illegal dribble. Weedle called for the mishandle. But that's Lithuanian basketball. They've talked about wanting to run. Coaches asked players to get deep. You couldn't have got any deeper than Selorikas did on that occasion. Jokubaitis in the half court. Normantas assesses off the pick and roll, moves it on. Jokubaitis goes inside. Valanciunas with the deep catch, tries to barrel his way up, jump hook, soft touch, doesn't get it to drop.
Great box out.
Great effort on the glass. Chance to run here for Great Britain. They have numbers. Phillip looks, decides he doesn't want to go. Early pick and roll, gets in the lane, little floater, doesn't get it to drop. Bello on the glass, going up, on the inside, doesn't get that to drop. Valanciunas cleans up the mess, and Lithuania will push. Jokubaitis down the lane, off the glass for two, super finish. They are running the pick and roll to death early.
They really are. We've seen it in transition. We've seen it in their type of motion offense where it's a continuous movement on-ball situation.
And Bello comes up long this time with the mid-range jumper. Got to be happy if JB are going to settle for that. They're going to call two. I was going to say, I was almost about to call it as a smart pass off the glass, but
I thought it was definitely a pass and not a shooting attempt, but the referee saw differently. And we get the advantage of a review here and there. This is it. This is that you cannot you almost can't front when they are that low and have a height advantage, especially in transition, because there's no help side defense normally in an early transition situation.
Well, Great Britain go to the bench as Luke Nelson checks in, as does Dan Aiken. Lithuania, for most of their preparation, have run this starting lineup for pretty much most of the first quarter. Whereas Great Britain will go to the bench and try to get that rotations, try and keep the tempo defensively high. Normantis 2 from 2 from the line. And Lithuania with the 8-5 lead responded to the Great Britain 5-0 start, and up the floor trying to put pressure on Tariq Phillip, who at the moment appears to handle the pressure. Nelson. Aiken will come to set the ball screen. They look to dive him. Beto on the inside throws it down, and Great Britain come out the timeout and hit double figures. And Jabril Bello with the throwdown. Maybe it's somewhere Great Britain could go without Valanciunas in the game. Sagunas in the game with the basketball. Outside, feet set for three, and knocked his long. Great work on the glass. Galishka just came from the weak side, gets the three, doesn't get it to drop, and they're cold at the moment from the three-point line. That's a blocking foul in transition. Smart foul by Ignas Zagunas. Didn't like the numbers, wanted to stop the break, did it in a way that is not going to interest the referee in any other way than just a regular foul, as we get a replay of Jabril Bello picking up his first 2 points in the EuroBasket. Nelson inside, drops it off, turns it over. Brutas outside, needs a pass, will give it up. Lichka, nice look. He just didn't stop playing.
You know, again, Great Britain did a decent job getting back, but Lithuania had the advantage because of how quickly and how fast 5 men are getting down the other end offensively.
Yeah. Nelson will take the ball screen, and they do a great job on the show. Phillip puts it on the floor, gets to the lane, stops and pops. Gets the soft roll for 2. Tariq Phillip opens his account. That's a great point, Shay. They've just got to, they just don't stop moving. Look, everybody's still playing. There's no, oh, we're going to pull it out. They're straight into what they're running. Great little give and go, and same thing. Super execution. Luke Nelson for Great Britain goes to sleep and gives up the easy layup. Phillip in the half court will take the ball screen. This game has some tempo. It's going to be a foul drawn by Jabril Bello. We're in the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. That'll be the 4th team foul for Lithuania. In fact, that's the 5th team foul. Bello will go to the free throw line as Josh Ward-Hibbert checks in for his first action of this game day 1. EuroBasket 25 here in Tampere. You're in a little bit of a hole. You have to step up and make the 3 throws. Bello goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Now Lithuania going to have a chance to get one last shot off in this quarter as they go back to the same action that they scored on easily. And Bello taking a foul. Why not? Had fouls to give, yep. So I think it's a pretty good foul.
Lichka will inbound from the side. Still plenty of time to get the shot they want. Gets the hand off, tries to turn the corner, just waves. Oh, what a block. They're going to call the foul. Bello's got to be careful here. Can't understand why he didn't pick up the tee for the descent on the call. It was, I don't know how clean it was or it wasn't, but referees don't normally like the reaction.
I think that was an excellent block. It's just the movement after, right? I'm not sure about that call, to be honest. I mean,
There's always
see the contact after, absolutely, but
there's always going to be a little bit of contact after.
Yeah.
The shot was well finished. He had landed.
It was great timing by Bello on the block. I thought, you know, good job by Belichica getting all the way to the basket.
But Bello at this level with officials who don't want to see dissent is a little bit fortunate not necessarily to pick up the tee, because he skipped the floor, should we say.
He got excited, a little bit of frustration. To be honest, I'm glad he didn't come up with a tee, because I understand his frustration.
It would have compounded the situation.
Yes, it would have, you know, put salt already on a wound.
Well, Lithuania now making a double-digit lead. Plenty of time for Great Britain to respond, because I don't think it's doesn't feel like a double-digit game because of the good looks that Great Britain have had. But it's an 11-point lead with 5 seconds to go. Adamu's got to get it off. Puts up the halfway line shot. Gets it to go! Great Britain get the momentum swing at the end of the first with the halfway line shot. Adamu knocked down the three. And if anything is going to spark you, this is.
Great first quarter of the EuroBasket 2025. Lithuania an 8-point lead. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, you said it. Talk about a little bit of a momentum going into the second quarter with that three-point shot. And what seemed like a big lead has now been cut to a single-digit lead with that shot.
Well, there's that confirmation, a 23-15 advantage for Lithuania. And Great Britain still in single digits, very much in the game behind these statistics. And you can see why Great Britain should be happy. They've shot 30 and 25%, they're still down 8.
50% from free throw range. Nothing is really going in. But we mentioned it during the first quarter. They've had good looks. I think they've given up some shots, which maybe they should have thought about shooting instead of making that extra pass. It wasn't as open of a shot. I do like what they're doing is they're attacking. They're not just relying on three-point shooting. They're also trying to get to the middle of the key, draw that defense. And, you know, you mentioned it. They're only trailing by 8. After shooting like that in the first quarter, they can't feel that bad heading into the second quarter.
Well, especially when you look the other way, 64% from the floor on the in there. Most of that's around the inside, which we knew was going to be an issue for Great Britain. Lithuania exploiting that advantage and are going deep against this Great Britain defense. They have to make an adjustment on that, but they have to make some open shots. Make some open shots, and we have a real ball game here. That's very easy for me to say.
It is easy for you to say, and you know, you are going up against a team who maybe is deeper and a little bit more talented than you. Whenever you play a team that has, you know, a world ranking of 10 and you're in the 40s, you have to be ready to make shots and open shots and tough shots to get a win against a better team.
Well, here we go with the Courtside 1891 app. You see that code at various points. Download that. You'll stay in touch with all the news, all the action from international basketball, everywhere you want it from the world. It will come up at other points during this game. Yeboah in the lane is fouled as he tried to turn the corner. Great Britain also have to find a way to find their scorers, because Yeboah opened the game out with the three, hasn't taken a field goal since. Now, that part of that is an adjustment and a scout that Lithuania are going to research this game, but they've got to find ways to get their scorers the basketball. Hessen will inbound and move it on to Tariq Phillip. Great Britain with really small lineup on the floor here. Phillip attacks it. Brothers in the air. Second move off the glass. Doesn't get it to drop. Great offensive rebound. Yeboah comes up with the offensive glass. This is literally 5-out basketball for Great Britain. Turnover, though. Running the other way. Gedoritis is fouled on the way up. Pushes down the floor. Yeah, he's going underneath him as he's already taken off. Going across him.
I thought that was a good job by Gedoritis there to also initiate the contact, knowing that feet weren't set. Referee was going to have to draw a foul.
Well, Gabe Eluseni, you know what Gabe Eluseni is thinking, the Great Britain veteran, the center. There's only one place he would rather be right now, and that's on the floor. But the good news for Great Britain is he will be back later in the tournament. Interesting to see how Lithuania guard this really small. But there's the definition of small ball. Great Britain are trying to put it on the floor now. Lithuania's answer is to go up the floor with pressure. Yeboah hands it off. Adamu needs a pass. Yeboah posts and then fumbles. You've got to love Lithuania's defense here. They're just, the defense is in every passing lane. It's really stretched. It's every pass is, they really do believe they have a chance of stealing it every time.
They do, and they move their feet. Yeah, they're in the passing lanes with their arms, but that was 2 possessions that they forced 2 turnovers where they switched and had a smaller guard on a bigger player, and then just the work they did to not get posted and tip the ball and make the pass, make the catch difficult, I would say.
Inside, outside, open 3, feet set. He can't get the 3 to drop. Battle on the glass. That's a super effort. Doesn't get it to drop. Blažević will go to the free throw line. If you're going to go small, you've got to box. You can't be going rebound. You've got to box first. And Lithuania, though, it's a tough team to go against if you're going to go small because everybody's going hard to the glass. Marek Blažević on the free throw line. And neither team shooting the free throw particularly well. Is that, Sione, you've played in these tournaments, is that just a different gym, different space, different, or just pressure?
You know, I think it's a little bit of nerves early in the tournament. They'll find their rhythm as the game goes on, as games go on. You know, I don't think we'll see them shoot like this, especially from 3-point range and also the free throw line as this game goes on.
Well, Great Britain turn it over for the 3rd possession in a row. And inside, outside, the extra pass. Wide open for 3 in the corner is no good, and they're still stone cold from the 3-point line.
Another offensive rebound, and you mentioned it. GB in this small ball situation and giving up 2 offensive rebounds.
And the game is becoming a little bitty, should we say, a little messy, which is what you talked about.
Which is what I think Great Britain needs to do. That they want to be in this at the end of the game and give themselves a chance to win. I think it needs to be this kind of a sloppy, gritty game, to be honest.
Well, Lithuania's response to the small lineup is to go small. Great screen by Yeboah. Philip turns it over 4 times in a row. Great Britain turn it over. 2-on-1 break. Get it right, it goes up. Gets away with a push-up, but great finish and great work. Tubelis just outworked everybody and gets the offensive putback. But Great Britain, victims of their own, just say not valuing the basketball. 4 consecutive turnovers. They end that period of the game 28-15 down. Yet to score in this 2nd period.
Well, yet to score, they haven't even had a shot attempt because all they're doing is turning the ball over. I wonder what coach is going to talk about in the timeout.
We have 4 turnovers in a row. We don't even get a chance to get in the game. Let's go.
A lot of things I like. A lot of things I know we can clean up, okay? I promise you, stay together. Fellas, great job, Rick. In the flow of the game, they score. We got to get better space into our press break. We have to. And it's a quick inbound, quick high, and then we're into our actions. Right now, Luke, you've got the ball out, okay? Dan, you're screening.
I think we see the replays of this little run at the start of the 2nd quarter for Lithuania. And I think Coach Studel, he was trying to be calm about the situation. And if he gets his spacing, he believes he's not going to turn the ball over, because if they've now got a Lithuanian lineup on the floor that is trying to match the Great Britain lineup of small guys, it's literally 5-on-5 small ball. If they take care of the ball, then you would hope Great Britain will be able to get back into this game. Lithuania will fancy their chances matching up 5-on-5 here. So here's Luke Nelson back in the game, looking to move it on. Yeboah drops it inside. Aitken got to go up, got to get at least fouled in that situation. Nelson with 5 on the possession, looks inside again behind the back. Yeboah has to fumble to collect, but knocks down the 3. Only his 2nd field goal attempt on the game. He's made both. and he gets Great Britain underway in this second quarter.
You mentioned it. I mean, he's leading Great Britain in scoring, but he's only had 2 shot attempts. You've got to get your scorers the ball.
They're playing a little bully ball in a small ball lineup, Lithuania, as Tabelis goes to work on the inside. Forward Hibbert. Nelson.
Lithuania, especially at the start of this second quarter, defensively, they do a great job of getting into those gap lanes so the court seems smaller for Great Britain, but then they recover really well to their players.
It's their activity is just out the top draw. Foul on the inbound as Savage picks up the personal.
Savage, first personal, second team foul.
Number 30 for Great Britain, Dan Aiken, we've talked about this, has had the ball deep 2 or 3 occasions.
2 or 3 occasions since the game has started, and I don't know if he's worried about getting blocked. I don't think he will if he catches, makes a move, and goes up quickly. But right now, he's kicked the ball out on opportunities where I think the best shot for Great Britain is him trying to score.
Well, no one's helping off, is there? Everyone's still guarded.
Yeah.
And there's no Valanciunas, there's no Virtus in the game. There's no 2 meter plus, 2 meter 10 plus guy on the floor. So for Great Britain, that should be a better option. Yeboah has it on the sideline. Little delay. The referees want to check that we're at a 14-second reset because there was the ball was kicked. I think we're going to go. Not really sure on that one. I thought the ball was kicked out of bounds.
So did I. Maybe it went off his upper leg or knee.
Nelson will look to get a little separation, pulls the trigger for 3, hits the backboard hard.
I'm not sure a contested 3-point shot is the offense that Great Britain can get.
Well, and a tough but like open 4-footer in transition is a much better option. Lithuania have the 14-point advantage. Luke Nelson will drop it to Yeboah with the mid-range. 2 is good. He's perfect from the floor.
But I like that speed. I like that tempo. There was a quick transition drag screen with Yeboah. He's the hot hand right now. You need to get him open looks.
Ishka puts it out. Drop it inside with a deep catch again. Block from behind, great offensive work, stays with the play, whistle on the play, and Blasevic just demonstrates you have to stay with the play. He got a big-time block as he went up the first time. He's starting after it straight away, powers back up, will go to the free throw line. And the Tofus small center applying his trade in Turkey on the free throw line. And again, we could argue this about both lineups here, Shona. The free throw shooting is
I mean, this is, Lithuania has a few first-time EuroBasket players, one at the free throw line right now. Blasevic, does it play into the fact that you're missing shots that you normally would make? They're playing at a high intensity. Coach has to be happy with what his bench is producing. And don't forget, he's already gone 10, 11 players deep so far.
Wow, Yeboah is perfect from the 3-point line, perfect from the floor. Knocks down yet another 3 again, didn't think about it. Got some action away from the ball, that's deflected out of bounds, and Lithuania will turn it over. Not sure if Great Britain didn't get a touch to that one, but they've got to try and get Ukwazi the ball while he's feeling it. He now advances it. Chance for Great Britain to get back to single digits. Yeboah puts it on the floor, gets inside, goes up, second move for 2. Putting on an offensive clinic, I'd go as far as saying, Ukwazi Yeboah.
I mean, he has the hot hand, give him the ball. Obviously, defensively, got to get out and defend that 3-point line, and then you saw the ball handling and that first step, the quickness, as that time 3-point shot was taken away, but Yeboah gets all the way to the basket. And now Lithuania and Coach Kurtinaitis has to call a timeout.
ant viršaus į tą pick and rollą. Kai bus šiandien, klaidžiai per viršų. Pindaunas ir į pick and rollą išeina Sirbis, ne? Dabar pažiūrėkit su tais. Jie jumi prispaudė biškį. Kai tu jį nusistum, sutaikykit, dabar jis nesidengęs. Jau trečią kartą mes rizikuojam prarast kamuolį. Jūs ramiau. Nusistum, gal biškį lėčiau bus. Kai jis atšokinės, tada duosi. Jis labai pikas.
Well, we're going to get a look at Quasi Yaboa with that 2 there. I mean, showing like Great Britain is shooting 38% from the floor. Yaboa is like 5 for 6.
He's bringing that percentage up from the floor and doing everything that he needs to do. But eventually, you heard, I don't speak Lithuanian, but I can guarantee you that Coach Rimes in that timeout was maybe changing up what they were going to do against Yaboa defensively. So other people from Great Britain, now was their opportunity to step up, because Yaboa is pulling the attention right now. This might be your opportunity to score.
So Great Britain coming out the timeout, show a little 1-2 trap. Now they're going to go back man to man, I think. Yep. Yogobatis back in the game after the timeout. Still a relatively small lineup. Great Britain infused after the timeout, really in the lane. It's deep on the clock, and they have to put it up, doesn't get it away. And Great Britain coming out of a Lithuanian timeout, get a 24-second violation. And if there's anything that's going to upset Coach Kurtinaitis, that's one of those things.
Yeah, I think it might be one of those pet peeves, you know, after a timeout. You know that timeout was defensive oriented, but I can guarantee you he told them to run something on the offensive end, and they come up with a turnover instead.
Whelan on the outside will put it on the floor. Looks to go inside. Yaboa faces up, puts up the long 2. This looked a tired one, doesn't get it to drop. In transitions, ball knocked away by Nelson, who gets a piece of it. Lithuania will retain the basketball, and Great Britain had numbers back. First time they got back in reality and stopped that type of situation. Substitution coming in for Lithuania as Normentas will also return, as Kurtinaitis will start to rotate his starters back into the game. To be fair to the bench that came into the game for Lithuania, they really did. They're the group that's built the lead. Yogobatis goes back door and has to pop. Great Britain will switch it defensively. Yogobatis going to have to put this up, and then kicks to the open 3, and they still cannot get that 3-point shot to go. Whistle on the play. And Great Britain are just struggling with a capital S on the inside, whether it's on the glass or preventing the ball to either go there on the dribble or the pass. Miles Hessen will check back in for Quasi Yaboa, who's put a massive shift in for the Great Britain national team.
Yeah, 8 offensive rebounds, you mentioned it, for Lithuania, and a lot of those coming here in the second quarter.
Yogobatis leans in and draws contact. Great Britain in the penalty with 4.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter.
It's tough because we have the advantage of a replay, so I can kind of understand what Nelson was saying. I think it was a heads-up move by Yogobatis, you know, knowing that Nelson was trailing, he was there. And we've seen that a couple times by different Lithuanian players. You know, they know when their defensive player isn't in position to get a good contest or a good stop. And, you know, I think they've earned themselves a couple trips to the free throw line. Good news is they're not making them if you're a Great Britain fan.
Well, 0 for 2 again. I mean, the free throw numbers are...
Free throw and 3-point shooting for Lithuania. It would be a different ballgame right now. GB are staying in it because of the poor shooting.
Nelson, feet set for 3, hits nothing. And Luke Nelson, who's normally a very productive scorer for Great Britain across his national team career, is he is as cold as the Lithuanian team from the 3-point line. He has yet to drop a 3. Jokubaitis will advance the basketball.
You mentioned it. I mean, Nelson, last Euros back in 2022, averaged double digits for them. Got them going scoring-wise, but also facilitating offensively.
And the lid is still on that basket from the three-point line. Great Britain in transition. Wheatle puts it on the floor. Nice pass. That should get Dan Aiken for Great Britain a little bit of confidence as he throws it down in transition. And Great Britain, without anyone in the gym almost realizing it, have closed this to a 6-point game. They trailed double digits, and it's now a different basketball game.
Well, we'll listen in on the timeout, but quickly, Lithuania stopped defending because they tried to take a foul on that last possession. Referee didn't call it. Good job there, Aiken, the recipient. They never gave up playing, and that's what they got. Easy 2-point bucket.
Padarykim mums labai dabar bus neblogai, jeigu pasidarytume 5 į viršų, standartą. Jeigu vais čia paduok jo. Jonai, man reikia...
Su to 2-2, jo, aš susistilinai.
Supranti, neskubėk išbėginėti į viršų, duok Jonui ateit čia nais. Jeigu Jonai, jisai buksuos, backpicką padaryk, jo.
Sergei, banda dinai.
Jo, dabar, jo, kaip čia, kai duoda tą pasą, tai jūs greičiau pervykit, jūs taip bėgat, mes ant žemės duodam jie perimą. Dabar greičiau pervykit.
Sean, this Lithuanian team is shooting under 60% from the free throw line. Hasn't made a three, and hence they're 6 down. Now, we've also mentioned that the Great Britain haven't shot the ball very well either.
No.
And we go right back to what you said right at the beginning of the game. Make this a scrappy game. Take some rhythm out of it, and they have a real shot. Well, this is one of those games at the moment. So Valanciunas returns, which puts a different complexion on this Lithuanian lineup. Great Britain again showed the trap. It's not about if they're going to steal it, but they want to take some time out the clock.
We'll fall back into a 2-3 zone, I think, because they saw Valanciunas checking into the game. It's a good way to slow down Lithuania as well, falling back into a zone.
Valanciunas looks to pass. Jokubaitis, 3 on the shot clock, has to take the tough one, doesn't get it to drop, and another offensive rebound, and another offensive rebound. And they are just career nighting on the offensive glass at the moment, Lithuania.
I think they had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. They already have 10 here today.
Nelson outside, takes a look at his options, tries to turn the corner, goes inside and kicks. Whelan with his feet set for 3, leans back and can't knock the 3 down, gets it. Nelson breaks it up, earns the right for the 3, can't get it to go. And he remains pointless. Jokubaitis looks long. Great pass, inside, outside, but Great Britain do a reasonable job in transition, forcing Lithuania into the half court. Jokubaitis will take the Valanciunas ball screen, and that is a big ball screen. Another offensive rebound for Lithuania. And this is one of those times where our job is very easy. We can see the problem.
Well, you know, you give a drive left-handed to Jokubaitis, who is a lefty.
Yeah.
Valanciunas rolls to the basket. He knows he's not going to get the ball, but just does a great job get position. That's the 11th offensive rebound for Lithuania. Second chance points. They're only credited for 6. It feels like a lot more than 6, in my opinion.
Feels like a lot more than 6. They've had 4 in the last 2 possessions.
Yeah.
So Wheatle will hand it off. Tariq Phillip. Is he the other guy that gets going offensively for Great Britain? Draws the contact, doesn't get the drop, but will go to the free throw line. Phillip has been a scorer wherever he's played. He's played in the top league in Turkey and in Israel, as well as being a huge part of the London Lions organization playing in Europe. And he can score, but Great Britain need another scorer here because Yeboah cannot carry him on his own.
They need any type of a scorer, really, in my opinion, to step up right now. I like that move by Tariq Phillip. He kind of, you know, got Lithuania what they have been doing to Great Britain defensively, off their feet, drawing the contact, but the referee has to call the foul. Trip to the free throw line. Neither team shooting exceptionally well, but this is only the 4th trip for Great Britain. It's going to be their 7th and 8th attempt compared to 16 attempts for Lithuania.
Yeah. Well, Phillip is a 70+% free throw shooter across his career. did have some brief stints in the NBA at Washington. Goes 2 for 2 from the line, and that's a rarity tonight, this afternoon. But Great Britain keeping it at single digits. While it's single digits, you got to stay there in the game. Show the trap, leave the open three, and Lithuania turn it down. Valanciunas wants it in the block. Aiken gets a piece of it, asks him to make turns and faces, then leaves the floor. Valanciunas for 2.
I'm not sure you really need to go and try and shot block a shot fake attempt, a short corner by Valanciunas.
No. The 3 is no good in long, and Lithuania clean up. Good long. Foul on the play.
Just how quickly Lithuania get out and run, and out of the defensive rebound, their first look is down the court for that touchdown type pass.
And that, as Great Britain is struggling on the offensive, on the defensive glass, Lithuania are doing such a good job at cleaning up the mess on the glass. So there's always a guy leaking out. So Davidas Saravidas on the free throw line, and he joins the ever-increasing number of players who are struggling in this first half from the free throw line.
Not the group that you really want to join.
It's definitely not. You don't want the invite to that group. Great effort, another offensive rebound, and that's just sheer hustle. Tremendous work by Normantas on the glass. The open 3 is still, the door is still closed. Another offensive rebound. Valanciunas wants in the block. They turn him down quite remarkably. Now they go lob, gets it. Takes the turnaround, doesn't get it to drop. Great work on the defensive glass that time. And Adamu comes up with a defensive glass, and they are just making hay on the offensive boards.
I was going to say, you know, with the poor three-point shooting and outside shooting by Lithuania, it's giving them offensive rebounding opportunities. But Great Britain at halftime are going to have to come up with something, because they cannot expect to pull off an upset win here today, allowing what right now is going to be rebounding in the high 20s from the offensive rebounds for Lithuania.
Tariq Phillip turns it over, but Dan Aiken had a wide open lane to the hoop.
Again, you know, Aiken maybe not being as aggressive as he should be, looking for his own offense.
Lichka moves it on. Normantas, again, down the lane, stops, takes the long 2, gets it to drop. Dangerous time going into the halftime break for Great Britain. They trail this by 12. First time they've been down by double digits in a while. Weedle just about hangs on, 10 seconds on this possession. Weedle settles for the deep 3, can't get it to drop. Aiken with the offensive board. Needs a pass, and Hessen relieves the pressure, puts it on the floor, gets in the lane, tries to step through the traffic. Fortunately, draws the contact, will go to the free throw line, and you can tell what the Lithuanian crowd think of the call.
I don't disagree with this call, because I think that's the kind of calls that are going against Great Britain as well on the other end.
100%.
You know, was it intentional? No, but he ran into him.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with it.
Hessen makes the first. I think if I was on that Great Britain bench right now, if I get into the halftime 10 down, I'm not going to be as disappointed as some people might think. Hessen closes it to a 10-point game. Lithuania have 15 seconds to get the last shot of what's been a first half that's been, let's say, disjointed, as we thought Great Britain would have to try and make it. Almost a turn. Great effort. Weedle comes up with it. Adamu, is he going to finish the half with the score? He gets the foul drawn, will go to the free throw line. And maybe Adamu should only play the last minute of each quarter.
Well,
what an effort.
Biggest threat.
What an effort by Carl Wheatle.
I was about to say, that entire play was from the effort and the hustle by Wheatle, sacrificing the body to come up with the ball. And you mentioned it, if you're Great Britain and you get to go into halftime single digits when personally it's felt like all Lithuania basketball, especially with the amount of offensive rebounds we've seen them get, you're not feeling that bad heading into half down 9 or 8.
2 points.
Well, that will do it for a first half that may well have been disjointed, may well have been a bit scrappy, but what we've got is a ball game. Lithuania have a 41-33 advantage, and both coaches will go to the locker room believing they can be better. Great Britain are going to go to the locker room saying, we can't shoot the ball any worse, and we just have to rebound, and we got a shot at this. Lithuania will not shoot the 3 that poorly in the second half, so lots of questions. These stats, Great Britain improved to 43-24, but 0 for 8.
0 for 8. Free throw shooting, 9 of 18. And you know, yeah, Great Britain out-rebounded 17-28. 13 offensive rebounds. You cannot expect to win a game giving up 13 offensive rebounds at the half. And the crazy thing is, you know, it says that they've only scored 6 second chance points. It says that Lithuania have only scored 6 fast break points. Personally, in my opinion, it feels like they have scored a lot more in both of those statistical categories. Lithuania, they said it before they came in here. Kurtinaitis said, I want to play fast, and that's what they've done.
Well, there's the numbers for our 2 key players that we highlighted before the game. Valanciunas is not going to be a happy guy by his own high standards. 3 for 8 from the field. Miles Hessen just chipped in and really was one of those glue guys for Great Britain in that first half. We're going to get a chance to look at some of those highlights of that first half in a moment. But whatever way you look at it, Shona, as we get a look at these best plays, Great Britain are in a game they have no right to be in. As you said, you cannot win games at this level, giving up 13 offensive rebounds.
No, I mean, that has to be a focus because you know that Lithuania are not going to shoot as poorly as they did from outside of the key in the second half. So all of those second chance opportunities could become incredibly costly at the end of the game. They're gonna have to fix that. I think they're gonna have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. 8 turnovers, 4 of those were the first 4 possessions of the second quarter. You can't expect to win when you continually turn the ball over on consecutive possessions.
Well, you're absolutely right, and then the last highlight that we saw there is the one man that really has offensively kept him in. Ukwazi Uboa has shown he has an offensive skill set that is really helping Great Britain.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is, I mean, he has 13 points, 5 of 7, give him the ball, he has the hot hand. Someone else needs to step up and participate. You can't have players like Tariq Phillip, who, you know, has proven that he can score at every level, only going 1 of 6. How about Luke Nelson, one of the leaders, one of the more experienced guys on this team? He is 0 for 5.
Yeah, and you pointed out in commentary a couple of threes that were just not the shot to take either. And when you're struggling, you maybe go look. But anyway, we're going to take a very short break now. We'll see you shortly for second half action here in Tampere.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Now to Jokic again, and Fontecchio comes up with a steal. He's going to go all the way, and he gets a shot off.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Fontecchio. Look at this again. It starts with a great defense. You get your hands up, and and then watch him go the other way.
Robertson looking to go coast to coast. 3-point shot. Oh my word! Magic Markkanen up off his feet, and so too are the Finn fans.
Final seconds ticking off the clock here in the third quarter. Como gets rejected by Garuba. Lucas from a long way out. Good! Can you believe it? The second game in a row. A shot from half court or even beyond. And Greece take a 4-point lead to halftime.
Well, another three. Pavel Popic. Pavel all the way. Oh, baby! Amen! Svidovisa! Sabrisi! Unbelievable! Are you serious?
Doncic comes up with the steal. And look at that pass from Doncic. Giddy up, says the Mavericks superstar. And Stoyan Ivkovic might be breathing some fire this time out.
First round of 16 game comes down to this. Fournier with a little runner, short, but there's no goal at the putback. Can you believe it? Big bad Rudy Gobert goes up for the putback dunk. And boy, Turkey are lucky they did not also blow the whistle on that play. Here's Markkanen, guarded closely by Wancho. He spins, he solves the double team, and comes. Oh, what a block by Hernan Gomez. He was triple teamed, and it was just too much.
Into the half court, puts it on the floor, down the lane. Oh!
Incredible beast.
Where did he take off from?
The god goes off.
Wow.
And this is gonna be shown over and over again.
Here's Doncic. Oh! Are you kidding me? It's like he's in his backyard, in the driveway. He is just, well, he's not from this planet.
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Welcome back here to Tampere. We're going to look at the top scorers in that first half. And Lithuania shared the love in terms of the points, but Rokabaitis leads their scorers, did a really nice job putting it on the floor and being aggressive.
I mean, you know, there he is getting to the basket. He went to the free throw line. He should actually have double digits in scoring. He only has 7 points, but he's only 1 of 4 from the free throw range. I think Great Britain, they gave him too many opportunities for him to get deep drives with his left hand. We know he's a left-handed player. Everyone knows he's a left-handed player. He's been around for a while now, playing on good teams in Europe. And I think, you know, we saw them come out. We saw Great Britain so concerned with the role that, you know, maybe they didn't pay as much attention to some of the guard aggressiveness by Lithuania.
Well, this guy for Great Britain has had a half of basketball. He's done this. They just catch and release, quick release on 3 occasions on from the three-point line.
The crazy thing is he had 3 points, first 3-point bucket, first 3 points actually, I should say, for Great Britain. Didn't touch the ball more or less the rest of the first quarter and started to heat up again in the second quarter. 13 points of hit for him, 5 of 7 from the floor. He is doing everything he can to keep Great Britain in the game. My question is, obviously Lithuania, they called a timeout. The focus was, what are we going to do against him defensively? I think they changed things up. Who else is going to step up and score for Great Britain?
Well, that is the question. You know, we're highlighting the top scorer, but it's not about him, is it?
No.
It is about who else is going to join him in that scoring column.
Yeah, I think, you know, Coach Kurtinaitis is way too experienced to not change things defensively against Yeboah. But, you know, we questioned, I think Nelson's been quiet. I think Great Britain have other people who can score. I just don't know if they can do it against this Lithuanian team who so far, for me, have showed how good they are defensively.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a super defense on ball in particular. They really have done a great job at controlling and containing the basketball. But we were talking, you know, while we were off air slightly about, you know, Lithuania won't shoot the ball as badly as they did. There's no way they're going to go 0 from the three-point line in this second half. But as you just said, the Luke Nelsons and the Tariq Phillips for Great Britain, they're also scorers in their whole careers.
Yeah.
They're not getting, so that one stat that is killing us, and any Great Britain fan here in the gym, and any of the guys watching and joining us from wherever they are, that offensive rebound number for Lithuania has got to be the correctable that Great Britain have got to find a way, even if it's just outworking their opponent, because on 2 or 3 occasions they were just outworked.
Yeah, 13 offensive rebounds for Lithuania. The majority of those, I think almost 10, 9 or 10 coming in the second quarter. And they weren't giving up height when Lithuania started to go on that offensive rebounding rampage. So who wants it more? You know, coaches always talk about finishing the defensive play, and that means boxing out and coming up with the defensive rebound. And that's not at all what Great Britain did. I do think, you know, right now, 41 points with the way that Lithuania have been playing. What I mean by that is their free throw shooting, 0 of 8 from three-point range. Great Britain have to be feeling somewhat comfortable. They only have 33 points for themselves. They need other people to step up. I think someone like a Hessen, who was their, I'm gonna say, leading scorer at the last EuroBasket event back in 2022. And, you know, I don't know, do we talk about history and talk about Great Britain just trying to find a EuroBasket win, which has evaded them for a very long time.
2013, ironically, I think their last win was over the current world champions, Germany.
I think it was as well.
You know, they beat Germany and Israel, 2 of the bigger teams in European basketball in that tournament, and came very close in the game against France, with 1 game away from the second stage, which they've never reached. It's the great thing about EuroBasket, especially in the first rounds, the first few games, is that you get upsets, you get teams not ready, and Lithuania are having one of those games. You take away half of those offensive rebounds, and Great Britain are right in this. And as you've said on a number of occasions, this Lithuanian team does not have a lot of national team EuroBasket experience.
No, you know, I can go over their roster right now, and they have a lot of first-timer. Almost half of the team are playing in their first EuroBasket competition for Lithuania. I said it before the game. They have a lot of basketball experience, but not necessarily at these kind of FIBA competitions. Neither do really Great Britain in the grand scheme of things. But I think it's pretty equal in that regard as far as experience goes. Maybe from both sides, we're seeing a little bit of, you know, first tournament, first game nerves.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I think everyone feels that. You know, from any level, the first game of a tournament, you can have as much prep as you want, but when it comes down to the opening game, you're not in the tournament yet. Let's take a quick listen here to both coaches we'll get to here.
Boards away. Okay, so Tariq at miles away. Jabril, you're going for call. Touch game. Okay, Jabril slip out. Okay, when we get there, call reject and try and get to Jabril and AK here. Okay, they chase Jabril.
Atsargiai šitais pasais, kur ant plekšno turim priimti tos pasus, nes viskas yra, jie viską nori perimti. Žiūrėkit, įvertinkit ten. Važiuojam!
Einam! Mes už!
So Rokas Kubaidis 7 points, 3 from 6 from the floor. That has shown us said, just for a pretty much 80% free throw shooter, just join the group that can't make a free throw. You do not want to get that message on your WhatsApp group saying join this group.
That is not a reservation that you want to say yes to.
Yeah, that's one of those groups you'd immediately exit. I'm exiting this group. Fully expect Lithuania to exit that group in this second half. They're too good a team. In addition to the apps you've already seen, you can download the EuroBasket app, get all the stats, current news on this tournament on that QR code. Meanwhile, Lithuania inbound it and start this third quarter. Lorekis gets it on. Valanciunas outside the three-point line, relieves the pressure, needs a pass, somehow gets it off to the hoop. Great finish. Yogobatis just used his whole length to protect the basketball. Super curl, super pass. How to read the floor. Here's Tariq Phillip going the other way. Yeboah curls off the screen, doesn't get it to drop this time, but they find him early. Yogobatis in transition. This is the part that's dangerous, that phase where Valanciunas just feasts Bello on the inside.
Did you see how fast Valanciunas sprinted down the floor? He was the last man after that defensive rebound and one of the first bigs down the floor. And this is what Coach is talking about. That is how he expects his team to play, and that's why I see, why we see this Lithuanian team. They have played 12 players already in this game because they play at such a high tempo.
Off the down screen is no good. Hessen cleans up the mess. Phillip will advance the ball for Great Britain, but they're not looking to run at the moment. They're looking to control tempo. Phillip backs out, needs a pass. Pressure released by Wheatle, gets his feet set for three. Tries to call the foul, but gets the three to drop. May have a case for the M1. But Carl Wheatle knocks down the three. Valanciunas outside the three-point line will hand it off, same play. Valis rolls into the ring for the throwdown. It's like option one followed by option two. And Valanciunas, Phillip is fouled. And I was going to ask you that question. There are a number of times where Phillip has come down the floor and Lithuania have settled as though they've guarded it. And he has the opportunity to be aggressive in that secondary part of the break. Absolute scorer, Tariq Phillip will handle it on the sideline. Valanciunas with the highlight. But as Shona said, just the pace down the floor is a little scary. Tariq Phillip will inbound. Bello will release because Valanciunas will stay inside the three-point line. Tariq Phillip turns down the screen. And Great Britain add to their turnover tally. It's all about Lithuanian defense for me, though. Their ball pressure just rushes you through those phases, and you just have to execute just at that little bit of a higher level.
Yeah, I think their guards they put in the effort of trying to get over screens so their bigs don't need to help as much.
Yogobatis steps back for three. Doors open, lids off. First three of the game for Lithuania. Opens it out to a 12-point advantage. Wheatle in the lane. Little floater for two is no good. Not a bad option. Just got to finish the play.
Yeah. I think at this level, if you miss those kind of shots, it's going to be a long night.
And another offensive rebound for Lithuania. So the lid is off the basket for three, and they're still going to work on the glass. Dangerous time for Great Britain, down 14 early in the third. Tariq Phillip has the basketball, breaks the defense down, tries to hang time for two, and exactly what we just talked about. Be aggressive, coming out into transition. Yogobatis going the other way. This game is building the pace again. Deflection, Bello just knocks it to Valanciunas, though. When it's going your way, it's going your way.
Yeah, Great Britain there after a nice score on the other end. You thought they were going to come up with the steal. It was well defended, that, transition drag screen.
Weedle in the lane, tries to find Bello, recovers it, but fouls as he tried to recover. And that's really part of missing the shot before, right? He had the opportunity, there was on time before, misses the floater, gets to the same spot, tries to create a pass that isn't
just
really
not there. Yeah.
It's a good option before, it's a good option the second time. Just back yourself, make the two. Luke Nelson checks back in. Aitken checks in for Great Britain as well. He has the unenviable task of guarding Jonas Valanciunas. And the crowd building the atmosphere here for Lithuania. They could blow this open right now. Valanciunas down. Aitken does a great job going over the top to deflect that out of bounds. We talk about key moments in games. For Great Britain to stay in this is a key moment. These are key moments now. You gotta hang tough in this middle part of the third quarter.
We've seen Lithuania go on runs and Great Britain kind of weather the run. Right now, the momentum feels a little bit different, in my opinion.
Yeah, Valanciunas outside will move it on. Jagabaitis. That little combination has really sparked this second half run. Super read by Normantas. Defense tried to dive to the top. He just slipped through. Gets the easy two. Just read the play. Beautiful to watch. Aitken relieves the pressure. We'll reverse it. Yeboah. Nelson looks to go inside with a tough one. Throws up and doesn't get it to drop. Jagabaitis, chance to run. Normantas finds Valanciunas. They really haven't gone high-low very often. And Aitken gets a little bit suckered into the foul. Gonna get a look at it. Well, his arm is out straight. Valanciunas, seeing the arm out straight, pushes his arms up.
It just, you know, it's not the first time we've seen that happen. And right now, it's just Lithuania. Yeah, there's a lot of guys playing in their first EuroBasket, but they're just so intelligent. They know how to draw fouls. They know what the referees want to look at.
Valanciunas makes the free throw. Jagabaitis runs half the length of the floor to give him some love because they know how tough the free throws have been in this first half. You need to get some positivity on this free throw line. Valanciunas goes 2 for 2. I am surprised they've given him the three-point shot, Mike. But there you go. But then again, if they're going to call the foul, they have to give him the three. So, but he goes 2 for 3. That's an offensive foul on the glass. As Krasiskis comes over the back. Great Britain down 18, 5:55 to go. And they need to spend some time with the basketball, and they need to start ticking the scoreboard over. Yeboah, feet set for 3, really need him to get going, doesn't get the drop. Had to create his own that time. And Lithuania at the races. Nelson takes one for the team to stop the break. It's impressive. Their transition is absolutely impressive.
And, you know, the crazy thing is, we were talking about it at halftime, they've only been credited with 6 fast break points, but it's that semi-transition where, yeah, we can't, you know, statistically you can't count it as a fast break, but it's out of the first initial transition look. So for me, it's a semi-transition. It's almost like a fast break.
Wow, what a read. Great Britain will take the timeout, possibly a little overdue, but it's just reading the floor now. That's a super read. Hasn't tried to trap it. They read the play, threw it inside, get the easy 2. Timeout, Great Britain. Crucial timeout for the Great Britain national team. Let's take a listen.
Ball's not going in and it's impacting us at this end. It is. Ball's not going in, it's impacting us at this end with everything. Can't be any possession that kills us for 2 or 3. But as they score, press, break, go, our way. I'm not saying a quick shot, but go our way. Every possession matters for us. Miles, give me 4 down, 1 possession, okay? Here, corner, okay? Carl, be the 3, please, in this, okay? So you're turning out, hitting Carl. Dan, you're on the back screen.
If 13 is in, and he's got it, you said it. If he's got it, me, I said it.
Okay, so Luke's here, Tariq's here, right? Okay, so either way, make the decision with 13, okay? Try and get across. Yeah? Press break into it. Press break into it, okay? Press break into 4 down.
Let's get stopped.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So coming out of the timeout, Great Britain will have possession. Lithuania are up the floor. Valančiūnas will take some time on the bench. And they're in every single passing lane. The team is smelling a steal, and they're after every single pass. And this is hard work for Great Britain right now. Tariq Phillip, only 10 on the shot. They go inside. Hessen inside, outside. Aiken goes up. Hessen saves it on the glass, and 1. Miles Hessen stays with the play, comes up with the offensive rebound off the air ball and puts it up for the and 1, and they really, really needed that.
But again, I think Aiken here, he should have gone up with that left-handed hook instead of making a counter move. Good job by Hessen staying with it. And, you know, I can easily come up with in my mind 4 or 5 times Aiken has had the ball and should just go up initially.
Hessen can't complete the 3-point play. EuroBasket, who has really controlled this third quarter, looks to turn the corner, backs out, moves it on. Lithuania get that tempo of ball movement again. EuroBasket gets it back, baseline, takes the tough shot. Nelson gets a piece. And Weedle cleans up the mess. Great Britain have numbers on the break. Well, I think they're going to coach review this. The reaction defensively was instant that they thought it came off the Great Britain player, but Kurtenitis is...
Normaitis looked at coach right away and said, no, go ahead, ask for a coach's review.
Yeah, well, they're going to take that coach review. Let's take a listen to the officials and watch how they deal with the challenge, which is on the possession on the sideline.
Okay, we have a head coach challenge. We're going to review which team calls the ball go out of bounds. Initial decision on the court, it's a white ball. Okay. Can I have this camera? Okay, you have a white. Give me this frame by frame. Give me this. We have, what I see here, it's the last touch with the left hand with the finger, white player. Ball.
Left white player touched last.
Okay. The decision is overturned and the ball is for the green team. 4:43, 24 seconds, okay? Let's go. Show the decision.
By successful coach challenge, and you saw on the replay, I love the referee system. You get a chance to look at it. The defender deflected the basketball, but the last touch was off Great Britain's hand. So again, another defensive stop that Great Britain haven't turned into points. They still trail by 18. EuroBasket. Iverson cut to get things going for Lithuania. EuroBasket with the hard show, and pretty much turned into a trap. They moved the ball out on the reversal. Shavita steps back, strokes it with the left hand, can't get the 3 to drop. Ball will go off Nelson.
Another offensive rebound. You know, a good defensive possession there by Great Britain, but just not able to finish the play, clean up the glass.
I mean, we're going to sound like a little record here, but like it's about finishing plays, and they have not managed to do that enough at the defensive end, hence the 18-point margin. Lithuania will get into rotations. Kubilius will check back in. Had a nice impact off the bench in the first half. Did a really nice job on the glass. He's only a 23-year-old Zalgiris player. Like a lot of these Lithuanian players either came through the Zalgiris or the Ritas academies.
Yeah.
It's a production line of players.
Yeah, teenagers.
Three is still, they've made one, but they're still cold from the three-point line.
That was a good shot by Normantes. Feet set.
Wheeler goes inside, great effort defensively. Tabilis came over the top, pass never there, another turnover. Push down the other end, early shot, foul on the way to the ring, will go to the free-throw line. And I suppose it's the difference between the two lineups today is summed up by that defensive stop.
Or just, you know, that last defensive steal that they, you know, came up with. How many times have we seen Lithuania do that? You know, you think your GB teammate is open, and they're not because of the effort that goes all the way to the end. Just like the effort that we've seen in the offensive rebounding from Lithuania. These guys are playing, you know, at a high intensity. Every possession matters to them.
Yeah, and as the game works its way through, it's going to become harder and harder for Great Britain. Unless they can find a way to get stops and scores to start eating into this margin right now, which now hits the 20-point mark, 3:40 to go in the third. Nelson will advance the basketball.
I did think Great Britain, if they could have figured out how to score, could have stayed in it a little bit more, but now 19 points they've already given up. We still have 3.5 minutes left in this quarter. It's way too much. You can't win a game giving up that many points.
Nelson is fouled on the way to the ring, will go to the free throw line.
Lithuania, number 10,
EuroBasket for me always highlights the difference between these teams. GB in the last possession, obviously they've just got to the ring, but Patrick Whelan, not really that late in the clock, takes a lean back two in the situation where it is as contested. Lithuania don't take those shots. No. They're not prepared to accept that as a shot that early in the clock. They value the possession of the basketball so well. Best place to get yourself going from the free throw line. Nelson gets his first points of the game. Great Britain will hope he'll find a way, not just about tonight, but he'll find a way to get going. They'll need his points as these games progress. Savides moves it back. Velichka outside the three as takes a look at his options. They extend the floor, high-low, great defensive effort. Aiken comes over the top, gets the turnovers. There's the stop for Great Britain. Need to get a score. Wheatle off the glass, takes a tough one, and down Nelson, so unfortunate for him, comes up with a steal. And timeout for Lithuania. Nelson almost just toes the line. And Lithuania will take the timeout. Let's take a listen.
Viens prieš 5 mums nereikia, viens prieš 5, nes jeigu mes neturim žaidžiam ilgai, mes turim 20 taškų. Ąžuolai per toli ir per vėlai. Jeigu peišim ant peišim, čia neduok. Užsibaigim kampais, paskui kampai. Dabar tu įmei kamuolį, pasirai vieną driblingą. Prieki tame mažiukas, atiduok, rauk, čia savo duok. Mums reikia atsikratyti kamuolio, mums nereikia. Dabar tų ilgų neduok, jie. Amerikoniukai, jie pasino tuos pas. Važiuot, davai susitvarkom su disciplina, polime. Gynyboje neblogai, einam. Aš noriu, kad bėgtumėt, bet nedarom klaidų. Ką polime darom?
Jesus!
Pasidarom 5 į viršų, užbaigę bėgtumėt.
Well, Lithuania just, I think, working for the rest of the tournament in that timeout, wanting just to increase and improve their execution. These guys are having a party, though. This will be the first of 5 parties here in Tampere for these Lithuanian fans, and they'll be expecting to party on in Riga.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure a lot of these Lithuanian fans have already booked their tickets to Riga. As, you know, hadn't really talked about it, but the last time Lithuania medaled was back in 2015. They were the runners-up of that competition. They've won this competition 3 times. The last time was back in 2003, though. Coming from such a basketball nation, you know that their fans, they're expecting something special this year.
Yeboah kicks wide open, Whelan for 3, really need it to drop, and it does. Back under 20 for Great Britain. Whelan with his feet set that time, knocks down the 3, is a 40% three-point shooter with his feet set, knocks it down and gets some momentum for Great Britain. They're going to call that a blocking foul.
Team Great Britain, number 30, Dan Aiken, 3rd personal foul.
Well, I think there's not many more situations where you can be more straight up non-moving than that one. And you know, well, the good news is you're putting Lithuania to the free throw line and they're only shooting 54%.
I never thought I'd be sitting in a commentary position with anyone, let alone yourself, going, Lithuania at the free throw line. That's a good move.
That's a good thing. You know, they're shooting less from there than they are from 2-point range in the game.
Yeboah out top, turns the corner, goes inside, finishes the play for 2. Nikwazi Yeboah gets himself going. They need his points. That's his first points in the second half. But again, Great Britain won't go away. Down 13, and they've just got to get another stops and scores. Get yourself back in it. Elichka outside, puts it on the floor, looks to create a little space, and they leave one pass away. The open 3 is no good. Whelan chases that down, and that's a better effort from Great Britain, but they still come up with the offensive rebound. Second move for the easy 2. And you get rewarded for hard work.
Yeah, you do. And that's all that play was. And we've seen Lithuania do that throughout the game. Who wants it more? And who is willing to sacrifice more? And they're rewarded for it.
Nelson needs a pass, drops it inside. Aiken gets it off to Nelson, who doesn't get the 2. And still can't buy a field goal.
You know, that won't be considered a fast break point because you're going to the free throw line. But in my opinion, it absolutely is. But how many times have we seen Lithuania just get out and run straight from a defensive rebound? There was not a single dribble in that possession.
But the question I have for you is, Great Britain's offensive rebound numbers aren't great.
Yeah.
They're not exactly crashing the glass. So these Lithuanian at the point of transition are just running past. A static defense that's not getting back, not in transition.
And I think this Lithuanian team are athletic. They have a deep bench. Coach can play a lot of players and ask them to go 110% for 3-4 minutes. Then you're going to get out, you're going to get your break. And, you know, maybe that's a little bit of the difference. The Great Britain players are playing a few more minutes. Their starters at least are. Or is it just the hustle? They have more hustle than GB are showing. I'm not sure. Because, you know, you're here, you're at a EuroBasket. I guarantee you these GB men, these GB players are giving it all they can as well. That's not the question, but it just seems like Lithuania wants it more.
Well, and there's the thing we were talking about earlier on, when there's no help side defense, where they literally guard everybody one-on-one. Amin this time, Adamu gets to the ring. Great Britain all of a sudden have found a way to break the defense down. Does help that Valanciunas is not in the middle, but it's a full team-point game. Interesting if Great Britain could get this back to 10. Team rebound and transition. Whelan puts it on the floor, looks to attack it, needs a pass. Nelson is the release. Hessen is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Chance to make this a 12-point game. And credit the Great Britain national team here. They have refused to lay down. Tariq Phillip will come back. What Coach Studel, as he takes Luke Nelson out, what Coach Studel wouldn't get for a 2-year ago Luke Nelson in terms of his points production in the 4th quarter. It's quite remarkable that Nelson still hasn't made a field goal for a player of his quality.
Yeah.
And he's taken some good looks.
Yeah.
Hessen makes the first, though. Chance to make this a 12-point game, which he can't. This is a game not for your free throw purists. Orgabatis guarded by Tariq Phillip. Looking to get the last shot off the quarter. Goes inside, off the glass. Doesn't get a drop, but gets the offensive rebound. And another offensive rebound ends the third quarter, and the work to get it back to a 10-point game undone on the offensive glass.
I would love to hear the break and the bench right now, because a great run last 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of that quarter offensively. They got it done defensively, and then to give up 2 offensive rebounds on the last possession, it's just the way the whole game has gone for them.
Yep. And you're playing against a Lithuanian team, as you see there, 7%, 1 from 14 from the three-point line, 52%. They've been to the free-throw line 27 times, and you normally think, wow, they're going to be way up there on it, but they have struggled from the three, struggled from the free throw line, yet their offensive rebounding has just been the answer for them.
And it's not, you know, that last possession, okay, Jakubaitis got all the way to the basket, came up with his own rebound. It's as though the GB players they're defending, and then they're just turning and watching what happens to the shot instead of finishing the defensive play. Go make contact, then go get the rebound. And they're all just watching the ball on the rim, where Lithuania, you know, you have the advantage if you're crashing the offensive rebounds. If that's what your defensive player is going to do, you can then, you know, push them into, you know, an awkward spot. And I don't necessarily, yeah, they're taller than them in quite a few positions, but those last few possessions, no, it's just you got to box out. You got to do the fundamental things. You can't just turn and watch the ball.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where perhaps as we see the best plays of that third quarter, and most of those were green in terms of the way they moved the ball, shared the ball, got good looks. But there's maybe a case here, it's like, okay, let's just forget boxing out. Let's just go after it. Let's all 5 of us just get after it and compete and just fight.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, that's all the green that's all the green team is doing. That's all Lithuania are doing. They're just going after the glass that hard, and no one's going after it as hard. Bello is back in the game. Hessen and Akwasi, and Amu and Phillip for Great Britain. Dazovic, Tubilis, alongside Zagirunas. Amu off the glass is fouled. Will go to the free throw line. So 15-point game, 9:57 to go. Great Britain have shown that they're not going to go away here. They're going to keep plugging away to try. If they could have a quarter where they don't lose the battle on the glass, this could get interesting. If you're breaking it down, you'd love them to get to a point where it's single digits, 5 minutes to go, then there's a ball game. But you know, sooner or later, Jonas Valanciunas will return, and then the question becomes more difficult.
Do you think, you know, a player like Valanciunas will return if...
Oh, he's back now, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I was just about to say, you know, do you start thinking as this tournament goes on, GB needs to keep this game as close as possible, because we do know this is a pool of 6, a group of 6, 4 are gonna advance. You know, Germany, yeah, I think should win this group. After that, I'm not really sure.
Well, they went for the same alley-oop play off the high curl, and Hessen read it, but there's not a lot you can do when he gets that deep. If they throw the ball above the ring. Well, Valanciunas back on the free throw line. Again, you can talk about the pressure on the pass, because there doesn't appear to be enough pressure on the pass. If you give him time to look, Valanciunas is too big a target. Makes the first of the free throws. His role almost looks like he is the dad out there on the floor, looking after his kids as they just pressure the basketball around him. He's just a rock on the middle of the floor.
And you know, obviously Lithuania are missing some stars as well on this team, but Valanciunas, just the commitment he has made, the World Cups, the EuroBaskets, playing for his country is so important.
Tariq Phillip turns it over, either a team turnover with the 24 seconds or he just turned it over, but not what he wanted to see. Velička.
Number 15, third personal second team foul.
I mean, this game has still got a long time ago, but you've been in tournament play. No game is an isolated game, is it? You go through this game. Great Britain have got to come out of this game with a momentum of their own.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. You know, what I wanted to get into a little bit. We know that the top 4 will move on to the second stage of this FIBA EuroBasket 2025 edition, and it's not over for Great Britain.
Oh, no.
You do, but the thing that you do not want to lose by a lot, because you don't want it to come down to points for and against if you're tied with someone else in the group.
Bello with the long 2 gets it to go over Valanciunas. Jabril Bello with the 2. Great Britain tick it over. Valanciunas outside will hand it off. Each guy looks inside, turns the corner, down the lane, and kicks. Valanciunas thought about the 3, he's going to travel. I think Valanciunas' argument is, I can't travel because I'm Jonas Valanciunas. Because he absolutely, clearly traveled.
Here it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He shuffled that pivot foot. And it's a big foot. So.
Big shuffle.
Here's Tariq Phillip into the half court. And Lithuania are just relentless with their defense.
Look where he's catching the ball. He started at the 3-point line, and now he's catching it 4 meters outside the 3-point line.
Ward Hibbert has to settle for his own 3. Can't get it to go. Bellows fighting for the glass and picks up the foul. Great effort by him as Velička is going to be charged with the personal. And it's again, you know, if you work hard, good things happen.
Was it Velička or Valanciunas who's going to come up with that one, though? Because
was it Valanciunas' foul? So
I think it was Valanciunas.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, you know, that is the kind of hustle that we've seen Lithuania do on the other end against Great Britain.
Bello is the release. Phillip stops, puts up the 3, is fouled, and 1. And there is part of me that believes that maybe Tariq Phillip should have taken more responsibility for offense himself at times. You can understand what they're trying to do and control time and control momentum, but the guy can score.
And, you know, we mentioned that in the first half. Who else is going to step up and score for them? And, I mean, Phillip, he was 1 of 6, I believe it was, at halftime. So it's not as though he wasn't trying to do it. I don't think he was as aggressive as we've seen in the second half.
Well, Lithuania with their inability, should we say, from the free throw line today. And they've called that after the release, so Great Britain will get the baseline possession. A chance here to...
It's actually more than a 4-point possession, 4-point play if they can knock down another 3 or a 2-point basket.
Chance to get to single digits. Adamu, Bello again is the release. It's always going to be the release because Valanciunas won't deny, but everybody else forces that catch. Phillip tries to turn the corner, gets to the lane, puts it inside to Bello, goes up for the throwdown. Highlight time for Jabril Bello as he gets the throwdown, and Valanciunas was probably in the picture. 10-point game. Plenty of time for Great Britain to make this more than interesting. Valanciunas turns it over, and Miles Hessen gets the piece of it. Tariq Phillip going the other way. Drops it inside. Hessen, mid-range 2. Bread and butter for him. Doesn't get the drop, though. Defensive rebound is cleaned up by Getaridis. Valanciunas outside the 3. We'll move it on. Bellis down the lane for two, can't get it to go, but the offensive rebound, he gets his own, and Tubelis continues and joins the multiply membered offensive rebound club.
Not a bad start to Bellis for his first EuroBasket, and look at this.
Bellis with a throwdown, timeout Great Britain. Azulis, Tubelis, back-to-back hoops. Just takes the air out of the gym and out of the Great Britain run.
13 points already for Tubelis in his first ever FIBA EuroBasket. Can't really expect much more of a production. Came off the bench for them, 6 of 7, has six rebounds, 3 of them offensive. We saw 2 possessions go. He's only played 15 minutes, 13 points. As you see, points in the paint this quarter, 2 to 4. Great Britain's done a better job this quarter scoring. But talk about just going on a little bit of a run. And every time you feel like Great Britain are getting back into it, Lithuania get out and they score easily.
And the damage is almost done. Great Britain have done a really super job to get back in the game, and then they try and throw the crazy alley-oop to Bello over Valanciunas. And you're like, maybe there's a better option on the floor. You have momentum. You don't give that momentum up with that type of decision in a EuroBasket. But it's still only a 14-point game. There's still 6:46 to go. Great Britain has shown they can get back-to-backs and stops. The pressure on the passing lane is just unbelievable. Adamu at the three-point line, doesn't get it to go. Bellows on the glass, goes back up and kicks it to Hessen. Hessen tries to create reverse layup. His foul will go to the free throw line. If you're gonna go strong. Draw contact, and Miles Hessen shows what being a veteran is all about for Great Britain. Chance to cut this to 12, and they just can't get over the hump right now. Luke Nelson will check back in. Carl Weedle will join him for Great Britain. Statistically, you'd expect Luke Nelson to find some ways to score in this part of the game.
You know, it's been difficult. He has 2 points, and those only 2 points came from the free throw line. He is 0 of 7. I don't think it's a bad move by Great Britain taking Philip out, but he has been the one who scored for them in that third quarter and to start the fourth. So not sure how long he'll stay on the bench, to be honest.
This guy, we're guarded by Nelson, gets it into the half court. He slipped the screen. Tubelis is putting on a clinic, and Valanciunas just took the ball out of everybody's hands. Another offensive rebound for Lithuania. Nelson moves it on. Hessen rips it through, is fouled, and will go to the free throw line as Lithuania already in the penalty.
I mean, that's a good sign if you're a GB fan. Best way to get back into a game that you were down is at the free throw line, because you get to stop the clock.
Yeah.
And now with them already being in the bonus, 6 minutes left, there's a good chance for GB to cut into this lead.
Well, and the question we always ask is, you know, how many minutes will Valanciunas play in blocks? Well, he's already played since the start of the quarter. Yeah. Be interested to see what Coach Curtin-Nitis does in terms of leaving him in there if Great Britain start to actually get on momentum, or will he trust his rotation? Be an interesting call for Coach. That's why he's paid a lot of money. Hessen goes 2 for 2 from the free-throw line, and Yeboah comes back in, which is another good move for Great Britain. He's been quiet in the second half. You know that's an adjustment by Lithuania of some sort, but the next few possessions, stops and scores, could get Great Britain into single digits. Lithuania are going to want to manage this game out now. She gets it into the half court. Greidas moves it on. Lichko was up for the layup. Recognized the switch and the mismatch and just went. No debate, quick read, easy two. Nelson looking for points. Gets it to go. Luke Nelson with the three. 12-point game.
It's absolutely what he needs to do. He needs to start to get hot. We expected him to be more of a threat for this Great Britain team offensively. He's still got a lot of time to get going.
Going to call a foul on the floor on Carl Wheatle. That'll be, I think, the fourth team foul for the third for Great Britain. Just check that for you. Let's go inbound on the sideline. Guys is the cut to the corner. Valanciunas is the release. Normantas puts it on the floor, inside, has it ripped away, comes off his thigh, but will be adjudged to stay with Lithuania. 3.8 seconds. And this is a big 3.8 seconds. There are moments in games, if Great Britain can finish this possession, get the stop, chance to cut it to a single-digit game with half of this fourth quarter remaining. Huge possession. Gradis with the three. Drops the three on the out of bounds.
Only their second three-point shot.
But he got a clean catch, feet set, knocks the three down. Nelson, having made the last three, turns the corner, is fouled on the way up, will go to the free throw line. And Great Britain getting a lot of joy out of penetration. Just have to make the free throws now.
They have a little bit more speed, a little bit more rhythm to their offense, though, and it's paying off. They're aggressive. They're trying to get to the heart of the key. Maybe Lithuania a little bit more tired than they have been the first 35 minutes, or let's say 30 minutes of this game, and reaching more than moving their feet.
Well, Nelson, when you're struggling, you are struggling. He has made 2 free throws earlier in the game, but misses the first. It goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Maybe it's shooting that way. Belitska will advance the basketball. Lithuania trying to manage this one out right now. Normantas will combine with Belitska on the sideline. Valanciunas in the block. Extra pass. Normantas. Belitska for three is way off. Used a lot of shot clock on that possession, though. And that will become the enemy of Great Britain. Wheatle on the inside, fumbles it out of bounds.
Substitution team Great Britain, even number 12,
Tariq Phillip, as you said, is back.
I didn't think he was going to sit on the bench that long. 9 points. He's their third highest scorer for Great Britain.
Got guarded by Phillip, gets it into the half court, needs a pass. Guduritis puts it on the floor, goes up with a floater, draws the contact. The worrying thing is that Tabilis is all over the offensive glass.
I was just about to say, you don't know the referee was going to call a foul. How was he not boxed out?
I mean, I can only believe that it's everyone looking at the basketball and not even knowing where he's moved to, because he doesn't stop moving to get position.
I mean, none of these Lithuanian players do, but you knew that going into the game, that they're constantly moving. They like to score on off-ball situations. They share the ball well. There's a lot of passes.
Well, Guduritis makes 2 for 2. And what had become a 12-point game is now opened out to 17. Phillip needs to get himself going again, but again, the on-ball defense is just different levels. Wheatle penetrates the lane, stops, pops, doesn't get it to drop, and this guy looks to pop. No one stops the ball. Inside, outside, Guduritis. Valanciunas is on the glass. And a team offensive rebound as Lithuania just outworked Great Britain again. Miles Hessen checks back in for Carl Wheatle. At think these numbers are underlining the loss or the miss that is Gabe Olaseni for Great Britain.
I was just going to say, we haven't talked a lot about Olaseni because he hasn't been playing, but obviously he's one of their more veterans. He is one of the best scorers that they do have.
Man and boy time on the glass, because Valanciunas just held his space. Everyone bounced off him, gets the offensive rebound, puts it back. Watch this, holds his space.
But look at the work he did before that shot went up. I think it's, you know, yeah, we can celebrate the putback and one, but he got position when that shot went up. And that's what you need to do as a defensive box out person.
You know, it's not just, as you say, it's not just he's big and he's strong. He's a very, very good, and he thinks and he understands what he's doing. Can't make the free throw. It should be and one, right? I was going to say, yeah.
Substitution and Team Lithuania.
Valanciunas is going to, I think his work is done for the day.
I think he disturbingly can get to go to the benches. You know, obviously Lithuanian fans behind the bench are celebrating him and what he did tonight. What a game he had, though. And it was a slow first half. Do you remember highlighting him at the halftime? He finishes with 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds.
Hesson can't get the three to go. Nelson comes up with the offensive rebound. Yeboah for 3. Just when people get out of rhythm.
Look at this.
Oh, down the runway for takeoff for Tabilis. Oh,
he's going to be on a highlight reel of this game for sure, folks. Talk about welcome to the EuroBasket. If you didn't know my name, you know it now.
I think he has a whole highlight himself. There's so many plays. Lithuania eked out again. 2-on-1 on the break. Tabilis again, back-to-back. His numbers are unbelievable. I'll let you tell him, because it's right in front of you. It's just off the bench in his first EuroBasket. He has, Azulis Tubelis has these numbers.
He really does. 17 points, 8 of 10 from the field, 6 rebounds. He's only played 19 minutes, folks, and a lot of those are just offensive putbacks, running in fast break. You mentioned it. He has a highlight reel all to himself, and this is the first EuroBasket he has ever played at. Well, pretty good pickup there. Plays obviously in Zalgiris in the Men's EuroLeague, so he is known. He's not someone who you don't know about if you know European basketball, but he is making a name for himself and making a case for himself. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the starting lineup if he continues to play like this as the tournament goes on.
And that's what EuroBasket does, right? There's always someone, and maybe he's that guy this year. He's still only 23 years old. But same thing. It's not, he outworks people, but he does absolutely the right things. But he epitomizes this Lithuanian performance. There's all sorts of things that you know Coach Kurnanis is going to pull apart when they're on the floor tomorrow. But there's things he's going to love about their defensive effort. It's a given. This is what we don't drop below. This is always going to hold us good, steady in games. We might have problems hitting the three. We're never going to stop playing defense. Starting minutes for the starters, just interesting to see the way that they've gone to the bench. Aitken outside, we'll move it on. Phillip settles for the 3, can't get it to drop. Yeboah's on the glass, 1 on 3, but comes up with the foul. The Lithuanian effort is relentless. Yeboah's going hard to the glass, but 3 guys are just saying, you're not having this. They give up the foul, he'll go to the free throw line. And this, not that long ago, with 6 minutes to go in the game, 4 minutes ago, we were talking about Great Britain with a chance to cut it to single digits. And it's a 22-point game.
That's what good teams do, right? They know how to ride out, you know, a game of basketball, 40 minutes long. There's a lot of ups and downs. It's, can you weather the storm when the other team makes a push? Because it happens all game long, multiple times in a game. And good teams know how to respond with a push that's even bigger than their opponents.
This guy outside moves it on. Back cut. Guduritis kicks it. At least good with the extra pass for three is no good. And you know Coach Kuduritis is going to worry about this three-point threat because it really isn't
the free throw shooting.
A key component of what they run. Yeboah goes to work, gets to the ring, gets blocked.
I mean, it was a key component of what Lithuanian basketball used to be.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why they brought in Coach Kuduritis, because they wanted to play differently. They hadn't had success the last couple of years. They didn't qualify for the Olympics, Mark.
Yeah.
And maybe that was, you know what, we need to do something different. What can we do with the players that we have?
They're going to call 2 minutes for the offensive foul, I believe, because he did hold his space illegally. Now this is where it's only 1:30 to go. It's a 90-67 game. It's not about the 90-67. Great Britain cannot finish this game in isolation and move on. There's got to be a way to get out of this game saying, well, we got right back in it.
Yeah.
They pushed again, but we were right back in it. We've got to finish the way, getting some of the shots we want and not just walking through the game.
If they can just go on a little 6-0, 7-0 run to finish the game, they're going to feel a lot better about themselves.
Absolutely.
Heading into game day 2. All these teams are going to have a day off tomorrow. Recover, recoup, start to prepare for the next game because it is a long tournament. They have 4 more games after this one.
Well, and the reckoning is you have to win 2 games to have a chance of going through.
Yeah. And I'm sure Great Britain are looking ahead a little bit.
Guduritis gets away with a little bit of a clear out.
Arena for this game between Lithuania and Great Britain is 4,243 people. Thank you all for your passionate
3 out of bounds, piece off. Another offensive rebound.
They're watching the ball. I don't know what they're watching, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing about watch the ball and chase it. Dive up, would do whatever. Nelson is off with the 3. Last minute of the game. Nelson has a chance in transition. They're not going to give it to him, so he's going to have to earn it from the free throw line. And you wouldn't expect him to give it to him.
No, I mean, you know, this is EuroBasket. Every play counts. Some of these players are playing for minutes in the next game as well. Especially Servaitis, you know, has played limited minutes. He was on that team back in 2023 that was at the World Cup. And, you know, hasn't played a lot tonight, is getting an opportunity. And trust me, you know, a coach like Kuduritis, he is not going to allow one of his players to just, oh, yeah, there's only a few more seconds left in the game. We'll just let it roll out. Absolutely not. That's not the way he works.
There's no given here at all.
2 points. Nelson.
Pilichka will advance the basketball. Reads it, goes to the ring, draws the contact, will go to the free throw line for 2. Just turn the screen down. He read the hard show. No help underneath, he just goes. Super read, super basketball IQ, will go to the free throw line. Nelson will advance the basketball. Whelan with the quick release. And
well, again, I think they're going to go for an attempt here, Mark, because you don't know how the group phase is going to finish, and you want to finish as high as possible with the most amount of points as well.
Well, Tariq Phillip is going to put up the last, is fouled. He's going to have, they're not even going to give it in the last 4 seconds. Relentless effort by Lithuania. Tariq Phillip will go to the free throw line.
Team Lithuania, number 1, Marek Masevich, second personal foul.
Tariq Phillip asking if that was a genuine play on the basketball. Probably not, but...
I mean, I guess you could. They haven't used their coach's challenge, so maybe try and, but... And again, I talked about, you know, Lithuania wanting to win by as much as possible, score by as much as possible. GB, you need to score right now as well.
Yeah, you do.
And you can't give up something with 3.2 seconds, hopefully, on the other end either.
Absolutely not. You're never going to qualify for anything on game day one, but you can put yourself in a too big a hole. And that will do it. Lithuania have stuttered a bit in parts of the game, but their defensive effort has been absolutely phenomenal and has really been the base of that 94-70 win over Great Britain on game day one here, first game of Group B. Lithuania have got the show on the road and get the first win of this tournament. Lots to like about parts of the Great Britain game, but overall, just the effort, the gap in effort was inconsistent compared to Lithuania, who was just relentless.
Yeah, and there you have the statistics. Look at that, 65%. They did not find that rhythm from three-point range, only 11. Made one early in the third, and you kind of thought they would start to get hot from there, but they didn't. Free throw shooting and three-point shooting, a little bit of a worry, but it is only game day one. Could that be chopped up to nerves? 57 rebounds. That, you know, we need to go and look in our record books, but 23 offensive has to be a top 5 performance at a EuroBasket. We'll find out for you guys on the next game day when Lithuania plays for sure, but you would imagine, no?
Wow, it's bound to be up there with our best performances.
Yeah.
But it's just a statement for me about, yeah, it's rebound numbers, but their effort at that end of the floor, at both ends, of all the effort parts of the game, they were just a different level to Great Britain. Regardless of ability to shoot the ball, ability to do anything else, their level in terms of their work rate, their intensity, their execution, both ends of the floor, was just a step above Great Britain for chunks of the game, and that's all it took for the win.
Yeah, and you know, it's crazy to me that Lithuania only ended up with 14 second chance points. You know, I'm not sure if that is absolutely correct. I think maybe the times that they were fouled and put to the free throw line and didn't convert obviously affected that kind of statistics. How about this? Have you ever seen this though? Points in the paint, 20 for Great Britain, 62 for Lithuania. That is a huge statistic. It is hard to win if you give up that many points in the paint.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of those are off the offensive putbacks, right?
Yeah.
As in,
and the fast break, right?
But GB before the game talked a lot about picking their poison. Well, if they picked that poison and they lost, that's fine, because they can say we got it wrong. Yeah. If they didn't pick that poison and said we would pick the perimeter game, then they did. They just gave up a game plan by just being outworked. And I just love teams that outwork their opponent consistently, because you know that you can match that if you put the effort in and match that. It's not about they didn't try. It's about the level of intensity and execution.
Yeah, and I like this Lithuania team. I like the way that they played. Coach Kurtinaitis talked about it. They're going to play differently than we have seen in the past, and that's absolutely what we saw here today. I think they're going to fix their shooting woes. They're off tomorrow. It's their effort and their execution that they maintained for 40 minutes throughout the game. They held on. They didn't lose their cool when Great Britain went on a little bit of a run. They knew what their strengths were, and they attacked those strengths. And what a team. This team really excites me.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the last of the highlights, you saw some clips of the state. The name of the game really was Azules Tubilis really did announce himself. Jonas Valanciunas, I think he's really loving this role of being the captain of his team, and it being a bit built around him. Tremendous performance by Lithuania. They get this tournament off to a start. There's the first of the tables you will see throughout this group, 94-70. We've got Montenegro and the world champions West Germany coming up, and Sweden and Finland in the nightcap game later. Tremendous opening game, great atmosphere because Lithuania are in the house. But for now, we're going to leave you with that number. Lithuania topped the group after a 94-70 win. Coming up soon, Montenegro and Germany. We will see you for that one. Watch, the world champions are in town, but a Montenegrin team that is young and hungry for success at EuroBasket. So for now, from Tampere, from Mark Clark and Shona Thorburn, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.